Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with the new IKB. Say hi, IKB.
Hello, everybody.
And we are, of course, playing Railway Empire and talking about the industrial developments of the era. But before we get into that, if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, and everybody can hit that like button. And we really like to take your comments and questions to answer in a future episode. We're going to finish playing through eventually the Britain DLC for the game, and then we will do the French DLC. So if you're interested, we'll be talking much later on about railway developments in France. Now we're continuing developing things here, but I think we need to, in the southeast, add a I think we're just going to connect for the moment this into the system here and not set up a distinctive warehouse on it. I don't know that we're getting enough traffic that is going to be slowing it up too much. So let's look at just that little short distance so that we can bring in both goods to Dover. Now, we were just talking about continuing to develop Wales here, both with more stations and warehouses. So let's go Swansea. See what we can.
Let's go to Swansea.
Put a station about there, like.
And the only downside is we don't have Swansea University modelled in game.
Do you have any idea?
Because one of my sister's friends has been studying there, so.
Okay.
Yep. Swansea and Cardiff, and then. So we track along the coast and avoid the worst of the Black and Beacon mountain range, which definitely count as mountains in my opinion. I've had to walk up them. They're big enough.
All right, okay.
There we go.
Bit of a viaduct there, but keep it all more level. Not quite level, but more. I just like to give priority to the sort of town-to-town traffic in the railway layout, as it is more time sensitive.
Okie dokie.
And we stick a supply tower right in the middle there. And Cardiff to Swansea.
Now, does
let's see if we're about putting railway maintenance at Cardiff if it needs it. Yes, it needs it.
Yeah, but we'll need maintenance at Cardiff. Cardiff locomotive sheds.
Right now, Hereford.
Yes, Hereford. That place where the mysterious men in ghillie suits come from.
Right, the SAS.
Yes.
If everyone wasn't quite catching his reference there. Guess we'll do something like that for that connection here.
That's going to be Hereford, so that's going to be the Cambrian network. Can we snake our way between the mountains?
To some degree, I think we can. Okay, we don't need this massive dip down here, so let's see about just moving it that way somewhere. Okay. Come across the bridge here.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that's pretty flat. Okay. And yeah, that looks fairly decent actually.
That looks pretty good. I think maybe we will treat Arno to another cab ride on that when you finish building it.
Oh, he gets to see have a mountain train ride? Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Now, do remember it is going to be shocking for him because he's a Dutchman and he's never seen mountains in actual real life. I mean, I know he's seen video of them, but he's never actually seen a mountain because they don't
Yes.
have mountains in the Netherlands. I
No.
mean, they might have something that's called a hill somewhere in the Netherlands, but they don't have an actual mountain.
No. No, they don't.
Oh, I'm serious about that. They do not.
I remember going on a bit of a hike, sort of a little bit of a hiking holiday around the Brecon Beacons, and we saw a minibus with a bunch of guys dressed in camouflage in the back, and the number plate on it was a Dutch number plate,
Mm-hmm.
and we thought, oh, that's the Dutch that's some Dutch army recruits being brought over here for some training so they
Right.
can see what a mountain looks like. And I did feel awfully sorry for them because they've come from a nice flat country to somewhere that's full of hills and, well, full of quite big hills where it rains all the time.
Yeah.
I thought I feel a little bit sorry for them, sort of the shock of having come from nice flat Netherlands over to, oh my good lord, that's a big mountain.
You don't mind my branching out, do you?
Yes.
And going in the opposite direction, obviously.
I mean, the really cool thing to do would have been send them to Scotland. There's even bigger mountains up there.
Yeah. Now they're all still just minor mountains compared to what we have here, even just in California.
Yes.
Early Hereford. Okay, back at the top. All right. Oh, meat industry don't care. Now,
When trains stand still, they lose your money. And
how
I
busy is
think that's a
Birmingham?
good
Oh,
thing.
they're super busy. Oh well. Yeah. Okay.
Do you think
Track
maybe we
utilization.
need to build another station in Birmingham?
Well, unfortunately, it's looking like. Well, I wanted it on this side at the moment here. That's where we built it. We could do so. Let's do so. Let's flip this around this way, so that if we want to, we can
Do you want to
expand.
go straight for a large one?
All right, we'll do that.
Save the difficulty of trying to upgrade it later when other things have squeezed in around it.
Okay, so we'll connect here. Connect there.
Because you could never have enough railway stations in Birmingham. Because Birmingham is actually quite a big place.
Okay, so that's connected through to there, and this will connect. We'll connect it right here.
There we go. That gets us a
now what we need to do is find, okay, they're going to, currently from wherever to Birmingham 1, we're going to change it to Birmingham 2 to relieve some of the stress. And
yep.
Okay, now they're going on to through, so they're going to keep going through the station, but Manchester, Birmingham 1, we're going to change that. We're going to Birmingham 2. So there's at least 2 trains going not through Birmingham station. We'll add a maintenance building, and I want to set up another to Northampton, I think, just to push more traffic that way. There we go. And
now, of course,
let's go also to Peterborough. I know that will stress through Northampton too, but still.
now, of course, organizing your timetables and stuff is another very important part of railway operation. And making sure that you've got your making sure that you sort of know where things generally are, because the railways in Britain didn't actually have a way of for definite knowing where all of their wagons and locomotives and coaches actually were until the 1970s, and they decided to computerize it all.
Wow.
And yeah, before then it had been very much a case of whatever turns up. And so there you'd have the sort of internal memos that get sent out at the end of the day to notify people about new temporary speed restrictions for engineering works and stuff. And those would be sent out, and there'd be
lackeys seems surprisingly competent. So I simply had to offer him a job.
little notices saying, "Has anyone seen these gold bullion vans? Last spotted somewhere in Glasgow." And then they turn up a few days later, and someone from down further south in England asks, "How come no one's tried to nick the gold bullion?" And the response, of course, comes back, "Well, it isn't risky, is it?" So obviously, the idea being that the Scots won't steal, the Scots won't bother stealing gold bullion, but they will bother to steal whiskey.
Right. Yep. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to hopefully relieve some of the traffic there so that we'll come here. Let's see about coming up this way. Sneak around these hills. Come through to here. And come across to here to hook into this bit of track here. Okay. Let's see about bringing
Do we
this up
want
just
to hook this into the new station?
No, we're going into the old station. We use the new station to relieve some of the traffic. It's on the far side of Birmingham, the new station. So this is coming to the station number 1.
Right.
All right, there we go.
Now, of course, part of the reason why it wasn't, why the railway companies and what later became the nationalised British Rail didn't know where all of their wagons were or how many they actually had for so long, was because a lot of them weren't actually owned by the railways. A lot of the wagons were actually what were called private owners' wagons, where the wagons themselves were owned by, say, other big corporations that needed to coal mine, big
Perhaps you
collieries
didn't
would have
notice,
their
but I
own
took the liberty of building a factory
wagons. You'd have different places, other large, companies would have, own their own wagon fleets that would be, and it would be a case of, they would then pay a fee to the railways for hauling their wagons around, and there would be a requirement to make sure that the wagons were maintained in reasonable order,
Right.
but they weren't actually owned by the railway companies. The wagons were owned by all of these other, so like, different collieries would own some, different, all sorts of different companies, that had business shipping large amounts of things by rail would own their own wagon fleets.
They're off. Let's convert. Let's add manage. Yeah, okay. So when you come back, and let's also put in a Northampton to Manchester. Oh, well, no, you're already going that way. Well, never mind. Let's not do that then.
So you might very well have different collieries and different people who are different people who are receiving coal, like gas works, or coal merchants would have their own private owners wagons. Breweries would have their own private owners wagons for shipping, malt and hops. Companies selling,
Right.
salt to go on your fish and chips would have their own wagons that they, owned essentially.
Yeah, I guess that was also happening here in the U.S. I just don't know too much about it. One George Pullman, once said that he runs the largest hotel in the world.
Yes.
And he's the one who did the Pullman cars, and which they had sleepers that, although he did make railway cars for other companies or individuals, including privately owned, luxury things, but he owned a bunch of the vast majority of the cars, and they were special ticketed setups.
Yes.
And even in England, they were called Pullman cars and not carriages.
Yes, even in England, even in the UK, they're still referred to as Pullman cars, and they are very nice inside.
Yes. Okay, now Hereford is reasonably well connected to the rest of the world. Is this a traffic problem? Oh, we just paused. Okay. There we go. All right. Now, all of that was to, seeing here, Bath. Okay. Bath needs to be connected up to Hereford.
Could probably do with a warehouse as well.
Yeah, well, we're going to build that, but we're doing these other connections first. Right. Okay. The non-warehouse connections first. Right, let's just. It's not liking that for some reason. I have this wrong. Nope, got that part right. There we go. Okay, so come here.
Another bridge over this with a 7.
Yep.
And I am somewhat disappointed that the game, I think we tried a couple of episodes back, but the game won't let us try and build the 7 tunnel, which I'm somewhat
No.
disappointed about.
Yep. Okay, so now that that is connected, up there, and let's bring let's add in.
I think maybe we might need to add a, if we haven't already, add a maintenance facility to Bath.
We'll check that in just a second here. Bath. Nope, they've got one.
They've got one, okie dokie. And we might need to make sure that we've got one possibly in Cardiff and in Hereford as well.
Yeah, we're running enough trains through Hereford now. Probably should have one. And we have one in Cardiff. Right, okay, now for warehouses for Bath. That was all just to get us a warehouse here so we can grow them. Okay, they want wheat and pigs. Pigs are out here. Wheat we know is down here, so we can connect those up. North or south? I think south will be better. If we can get it. Okay. Just in here, it just, the bridges are going to be very abrupt. Well, I think we'll stay down here.
I mean, in reality, Bath should sort of be built on both sides of the river.
Yeah, and it may expand a bit to the other side of the river. We'll see.
Because in reality, it is sort of a case of the railway line, then the river, and then some rather steep hills. So there isn't a huge amount of space in the real Bath to put too much between the river and the railway line, and then the hills.
Okay, we're going to do a deep cut there. Let's put this down a little bit. Okay. Much flatter. That actually gives a dip, so let's see if we can bring that a little bit. There we go. Right. One here. Down here. Nope, that didn't connect right. Okay, so this warehouse will accept wheat. And so we want to get another wheat train from out here. Well, and we're going to make sure it's a wheat train because we will also be accepting pigs, but we want to get those from closer. So add that in here. Now, Oh, surveyor. Will that be a useful addition? Yes, it will be. We'll take the surveyor. We don't like each other. Not going to concern myself about that.
Who's the person that the surveyor doesn't get on with?
He's the let's see. He's the chief engineer. Now I have another option for a chief engineer, but he keeps construction sites down by 3%, where my current chief engineer carries out research a little bit faster. So I'm going to keep that going. I don't know how it's hurts. I know if it's on the same train, it can cause problem. They'll actually stop from moving and have an argument. I don't know how them not liking each other affects the game here. I just don't know at that level.
I'm just thinking of all of the eternal arguments that have gone on in railway offices between the
much easier to get
the engineers designing the locomotives and the trains, and the engineers who are responsible for carrying out the civil engineering work on building the track and bridges.
Mm-hmm.
And the endless arguments of, no, we want to be able to run heavier locomotives. No, you can't. The bridges won't take it anymore. The bridges aren't strong enough for it.
Right.
Because throughout railway history, that has caused an unending series of arguments. I thought it looked nicer when it went underneath.
Yeah, I just don't like those. I just prefer bridges. I don't know. It's a personal quirk.
Maybe I just prefer tunnels because I like walking through tunnels.
Okay.
And nice and cool in the summer, and in the winter they tend to be they keep the rain off a bit.
Okay, so now we have here to here, and they're going to move our pigs much more efficiently from closer in. Let's keep them in Bath, keep that. Our industry furnished. And how far away do we have our fish? Way up here.
I think there's fish over in Wales.
Is there? Yes, there is. Oh, very good. Okay, well.
I
but
think
that
we'll go...
doesn't get us, but that is on the wrong side of Bath. Let's see, do we have any fish out in Cornwall? No.
I think we might be no fish on the south coast, no Brixham trawlers.
Yeah.
I think we might be able to finesse something with the fish from Wales, maybe.
No, I think we're going to go Johnson Fisheries. We're going to
Over
put
in
a new set of tracks. And we're just going to go here. Here, I think it'll just be a little easier to do that, because we can also feed the rest of the southeast while doing this. Okay, let's come to here and just, this would be the one to here. Okay, so if we do this, let's see about raising this up. I think this is, the steep side. Right, okay, so we come across over here, over this, into there. Okay.
Can we make that 7% any less?
I don't think so. I didn't. Oh, we're too close there, so we have to redo this. Okay, just take this down. Maybe we'll get this done better this time. Oh, okay. Trash this route. Let's do this side first, then. Okay, that's how close we can sort of be. Often the tunnels seem to be, and I don't remember that last one that we did, or that we didn't do, often seem to be a steeper grade than going over them. Now that is incredibly messed up.
So, I think we're going to have to get that one.
Yeah. Okay, no, let's...
Can we give it more of a...
There we go.
Can we give it more of a climb up on the northern side, do you think?
Yeah, we're gonna, there we go. We got 5% there. Big, huge bridge, but we can afford it. Keep the traffic flowing. I think we can reduce this down a little bit without... Yeah, okay, there. Okay, we're all the way down to...
It would look so much better if it was a lovely stone or brick arch viaduct. It would.
Yeah, I agree.
Go for that sort of Greco-Roman sort of look with them.
Yeah.
Which the Victorians definitely would have done, because they like to imitate Greco-Roman or even Egyptian architecture.
Yeah, Egyptian was, I would say, more of a fleeting fad, but Greco-Roman very much so. Though Brunel, of course, was doing a lot of steel type work.
He did a lot of stuff with steel, but he did also, even the stuff where he was building in steel and iron, he did also like to have stone elements with
Okay.
that were designed to look a lot older than they were. Because the entirety of Bristol, of Brunel's train station in Bristol at Temple Meads, the original one that he built, was designed to look like a Tudor palace.
Okay.
So that it would blend in with the... So it wouldn't sort of, because I remember trains at this time are still very new and very sort of cutting edge. And so he on purposely designed the station to look like as much like a Tudor palace as possible, to sort of make people sort of forget that it was a railway station. But similarly, when he was doing design work for the Clifton Suspension Bridge, he added a lot of Egyptian flavouring to that, despite it being a suspension bridge with big iron chains
Okay.
to hold
that.
Hold the deck up.
Maybe I've seen it, but just didn't realize. Seen the photos of it, didn't realize. Okay, so now we have fish going to Dover, to Brighton, and to Southampton, which will now allow us to also send fish
to Bath.
To go Bath. Now we need to add fish. Yes.
Fish down here. Oop. I spotted another breakdown bad condition, so we might have to start looking at
money. And I think
okay, no, this one is due to okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, well, we can add a maintenance shed there. Now, how are we doing? Okay, we've done 30. We have not, last time, well, maybe time hasn't gone by much since last I looked, but
we've done 30 loads of steel to Newcastle, so that's good.
Yeah, but it seems to have stalled out a bit. Okay. There. Okay, we don't own the steel mill. There, we could buy it maybe, but... Okay, they have a steel warehouse. They should be accepting about everything we ship to them. In the form of steel.
Given how much money we've got, do you think maybe we should start looking at buying more stocks and shares in
Yeah, it's
our
probably a
rival
good
that we've got
idea.
to take over? Do you think
We've
maybe
got
we
a...
need to
Okay,
even...
we've got a bit of a traffic jam here.
Do you think maybe we need to add more it's coming through Wrexham.
That's the traffic jam now.
Do you think maybe we need to plumb in those extra lines at Wrexham?
Well, I think maybe we can go to a station with signaling control. And I
Right.
think that's what we're going to do here is, so, well, we're going to, let's save this just in case. Let's come down to GB2 here and save overwrite, yes. Okay, in case I just decide that this is too much of a mess up. Let's come here. Yeah, delete that. I know that's going to cost us a lot, but let's see if we were to put on a supply tower right there and right here. Okay, and now we're going to delete these tracks. Yeah, I know the train's going to get reset. That's fine. Okay, now can we squeeze in a large station with signaling control?
Controls.
Yeah.
Large
Okay.
station plus signal controls.
Okay.
I think we might just about be able to do that.
Okay. Let's see if this will work. Now that's a bit of a steep climb there. We have to redo that end. Let's.
We might just have to replace the bridge.
Okay, that to there. Yeah, I think that won't work, but this would. Okay, that's a little inelegant, but we'll do it. There. Okay, now here we're going to have to come back here and put on another supply tower and just get rid of all of this. Yeah, these trains are just backing up way too much. Now, I guess this would be the best, yes.
I think if we connect it to the sort of northwest lines at Wrexham, and then we might be able to have the other ones come out and then do a sort of hard right-hand turn.
That is an idea. Well, okay. No, I don't think that.
If there's anything anywhere really for them to go, that's the question.
Yeah. Well, what I'm thinking here is, okay. Yeah, I think what we're going to do we're going to do this.
Or are we thinking of maybe quadruple tracking between
Yeah,
Liverpool and Wrexham?
that's where I'm going. Yes.
I think I would. Yes, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, and then here we're gonna have to do our own set of our second set of bridging. Can't quite do 4 wide. Okay, there we go. Okay, that. Let's see if we can raise this up just a bit. There we go. That. Now maybe we want actually this down just a bit. There we go. There we go. Okay. And so we now have that.
Yep, that looks good.
All right. So let's come here and get rid of this supply tower. We're going to put in new ones, but better spaced, I think. All right. Right here. And here, maybe. And we want signals going this way, signals going this way. Let's see how all this shakes out with the resetting of all of these trains.
Let's see how that goes. You might have to change a few of them to use the newly connected tracks.
Yeah.
I think if we find a couple of direct ones and swap them to be on the
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yes. So this one
swap
we're
them
going
to the northern platforms.
I think this would be no. That would be there. No. Oh.
Can you dictate what platforms they're meant to use?
Hold
At
on,
Liverpool and Wrexham, and then just set that to the
this
two
is
northern
no.
platforms.
These are both set up with stations with signal control. So that isn't. We've got that part. Okay. So what we just need to do here is Liverpool. We want to have them go from here. There we go. And then down here we want to. There we go. That way they'll take alternate slightly longer route.
There we go.
And okay, so that'll free up a lot of track usage and waiting time.
There we go. That looks a lot better. I think maybe we need to put some more supply towers down on that freight line.
Yeah, this here, the sort of okay, we'll put one out here. That'll do once we get to there and get fueled up.
Oh, Carlisle grows.
Yep.
More people heading out to see the bleak north of the country.
You say that. But then I think Scotland. That's even north of the bleak north of the country.
Yes, even
Okay.
norther and bleaker.
Well, I don't think it's bleak. I think it's wonderful.
Some of us think bleak is quite wonderful in its own way.
Well, I know places in Scotland are nice temperate rainforests.
Yes, and there's a few places like that in the top left-hand corner of
Seems
Wales
like
as well.
your engineer has been caught
Yeah.
with their pants down.
So we have 2 more loads of steel to Newcastle, and we've achieved that.
And then all we need to worry about is buying.
Right, in which we're going to not buy it all, but we're going to buy another bunch of Dawn Cloud stock.
You don't have to merge with a company necessarily. If you hold all shares of a company, it will not get in your way anymore. Instead, you will gain a regular return.
Yeah, but we don't like the way things are working down here, and we would rather just do our railway system down here in the south.
Yes. I think a lot of their stuff might have to be
I think
pulled up and
obliterated.
obliterated maybe.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that.
I'm one of those people who would try and find a way to make it work, but
Yeah, in real life, of course we would. But we see all these trains, like you can see stacked up here coming into Yeovil and whatnot. And yeah, we're just getting rid of all of it when we do. But first, we're going to wait for the optional tasks to get done. That will happen fairly soon, I do hope. Hope we have a train running steel north now.
My calculations show
I'm
that
I'm
this
pretty
empty
certain I saw
construction
one
site
further
is
south.
an outstanding
with
investment
steel.
opportunity.
Okay.
Thank you, my friend.
Okay.
In the future, you can count on a substantial discount on buying new locomotives.
I think it was over
I
on the
scratch
east.
your back, and you scratch my back.
Okay, so we've done that. So now we just need to continue earning more money to buy out Don McLeod. For some reason, they have Don McLeod down here in the southwest instead of up in Scotland, but yeah. And somehow he talks like an Italian, but whatever.
Strange things happen sometimes.
Yeah.
Do I spot another locomotive short on supplies?
You very well might. Where let's locomotive. Okay, well this I think is it's going to hit this one here and get done soon. It's just waiting down here. Oh, it's on this back and forth. Yeah. Okay, we'll just stick in single train running on this track. We get a supply station just to keep IKB happy. Once we dig up all this, we will probably make better tracks coming through here so we can move some other goods. We'll see. We'll see if it makes sense.
Rose, and I see a breakdown, bad condition, so we might have to think about more maintenance buildings.
Okay, where's your route? Okay, your route is to here. So we'll put a maintenance building here. So when you get there, you can get some maintenance. Yeah, we no longer have any traffic jams between Liverpool and Wrexham. Things are flowing fairly well through here.
All right.
Now, one of our other goals was that, Nottingham is growing bigger. We can increase the size of our tailors.
That's good.
hoping we have... Okay, yes, we have plenty of cloth there. We have 13. We need 1.6. So now they will cut more clothing, I guess.
Yep.
Sew more clothing. Manufacture, that would just generically get it. And they could use more fruit, it looks like. I thought we had fruit coming, but maybe not enough. Okay, well, from here, let's do another.
No, you can never have enough apples.
Yeah, let's do that. Make sure there's a second train hauling the apple cart. Oh, did we not accept apples here? No, we do. Why isn't it? Why is this running without... Oh, this isn't... Somehow it didn't connect there. I thought I had it connected. Well, now it does. That's why it doesn't. I thought I had it so it was connecting to both, but I just somehow missed it. Now it will pick up suitable freight.
There we go.
Blackmail. No, we're not going to pay the blackmail. You get to burn something, but whatever.
Southampton grows, so I guess that's the docks and the ferry terminal to disappear over to the Isles of Wight.
Yeah. We can even stick a business down there. We have the cash. So let's look at... I know some places we've done it and some we haven't. What? We have a bakery in London. What more? What would we feed well down here?
Are we about to start needing anything in any of the other surrounding cities as they grow? Does anywhere demand furniture or tools yet?
We have... I think London does. Yeah, London basically needs all of that. It's more of a situation. What can we make down here that we would want to feed into London or other places? Well, we have milk in a bit of a somewhat difficult spot. Cheese. Yeah, how is it needing for cheese right now? Okay, not getting any, so we can achieve this. Let's get a cheese manufactory. I think
A
here
dairy.
will be the best. Yes. Now what we need to do here is connect this efficiently to here.
Milk goes in, cheese and yogurt comes out. I'd say, come out the eastern end of it and then turn south.
How does this work? Okay, that's actually doing fairly well.
I'd say, yeah,
I think that we got to come down and meet that. So I think that'll be the best we can get.
no, of course. Their milk and other such dairy products are another one of those items with a very short shelf life that you do really want to be able to transport by rail, because it's milk, it goes sour quite quickly, so you want to be able to stick it on a train and whisk it off to London as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we want to have some milk in
Light
here.
tower.
Let's set up.
Milk in.
Cheese out. Can we get another cloth delivery to London for the
I
tailors
know
that
the
are
problem.
there?
Those damned hot water pumps.
Maybe.
Okay, well, let's see. Okay, we can expand our factories here. That will help. And how are we doing here for, yeah, we can expand, well, not really by much.
You think maybe we need to buy the sheep farm and expand at the source?
We own it.
We own it. Can we make it any bigger?
Yes. It is now bigger. It is the biggest it can get now.
Right. That might mean that we need to find even more sheep.
Well, maybe.
Now, of course, if you were to ask me where I would go looking in the UK to find more sheep, I'd say Wales, but not
Yeah.
according to this map.
Not according to this map, and the lowlands of Scotland not as well either.
No.
Which is this area here, the lowlands down here is huge sheep land at this time as well as in modern day, and of course the highlands are also another sheep area, which does have some up here. I guess it's outside of Glasgow, but that's a bit of an awkward with the other railways.
Yes. I think we might have to buy out that railway in Glasgow as well.
Yeah, that may be our next task.
You know, do we want to look at buying? How are things going now? Are we going to need a dedicated train from Southampton to London for the cheese?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So let's come here and see about doing that.
Go. And the bend.
Hopefully that won't cause any traffic jams without having to micromanage it anymore. Okay, from here to here, yes. I know it does also connect up around the top, but I wanted to see if this was any faster. So that'll deal with the weight. Okay, well, just need some more passengers right now. Let's expand this station with more traffic coming through.
And Southampton seems to be standing in for Portsmouth as well, where the Royal Navy dockyards are.
Right. Let's increase the size of this because we have a lot coming through here now. And we're going to put on another train from here to here for more wheat because I noticed they didn't have enough. They do currently good. Chief engineer possibility. Well, I think we'll keep it the way we have it.
My calculations
I think innovation
show
points
that
are
this
much
empty
more
construction
much
site
more
is
valuable.
an outstanding investment opportunity.
And shall we see how much it would cost to do a merger now?
Okay, just a second. Right to Southampton, Southampton to London. That's one we just created. Okay, let's duplicate that to another train. Okay, that'll get some cheese up to London. Right, merger. $19,000. So we're getting there, but not there yet. Let's.
There are ways and means to influence stock prices. A quite useful employee just applied regarding that matter.
We should have
Sure
used one
enough,
of
this
these.
is up to you, if you want to resort to such practices.
We'll wait a little bit, maybe, when we get.
Hire someone to mess with the stock market.
Yeah, talk it down.
Yes. I spotted another breakdown, bad condition.
Was that your wheel that just rolled towards me?
Okay. I think this is a case of just simply, well, maybe up at this farm there isn't one. Or maybe just, yep, there isn't one here. Okay, it's also a long journey, but yeah, we'll add that. Here, no suitable freight from here. Okay, okay, yes. We'll use our deep pockets to win this.
Yes.
I'd rather have the innovation than the money.
I'm letting you go first on this journey into the unknown.
Because the innovation will allow you to make even more money.
Okay, locomotive. Due to missing supplies, where are you? Where is your path? Okay, to here. So what they want is
A
a
supply
tower right about here. That should deal with that. Now, all of this stuff here is no suitable freight between here and here. Why not? They want wool. They have no wool. Okay. We've moved the demand up to maximum development.
Maybe it just needs to tick over another day or two to produce some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it's doing it now. It's producing some.
Yeah. It just, though, we have more trains on it than can effectively do it. But oh well. Okay, let's try one of these analysts now. Okay, I think let's try this one. Okay, we want to go with Don McLeod, decrease share, produce share prices. And then we want to come over here and see what can we just straight up merger. No, almost. Let's just wait a few days here.
I think the thing on the analyst said that it took a little while for them to do the talking. So
Just barely not enough. Okay. All right, there we go. We're gonna do this. Okay. We're going to liquidate everything.
Excellent. That one will not bother you again. Recently, the government in London has expressed a desire to connect Scotland's industrial centres with the centres of England. They are actually
Liquidate everything
debating about
and-
whether or not the
a
railway
minute.
should be nationalised. To avoid such an interference, you should attempt to establish a connection up north instantly.
Don't think about it. That only happened because you greased the way with the right people.
Okay, we need to next transport 90 passengers from Liverpool to Glasgow without stopping and deliver 120 loads of any commodity to Edinburgh. So,
Right.
from Liverpool to Glasgow, we need to do without stopping, which we can still go through Edinburgh here. And then we need to set up a warehouse there. But that's going to happen next episode. So thanks everyone for making it this far, and I really do appreciate everyone who watches these, and liking the videos really does help. So see you next time for more historical gaming. Say goodbye, IKB.
Goodbye, everybody.
Okay, see you next time.